Good morning, YouTube. Once again, I'm going on live here to see what it do. Try to pick a nice little topic that was on my mind, because and I guess what I'll do, without further ado, is get right on into it. As many of you know, as most of us should know by now, good old Jussie Smollett was released from his weeks. Was released from jail, short of his 150 or 75 day sentence, due to the fact that he's been granted bail or granted a bond for his appeals, his forthcoming appeal. Now, what up, man? What up, man? Is that real T? Let me see. I can't see, man. Pardon my amateurish, but what's up, brother? Thank you for coming through. But let me get back to Jussie. But he was let out. And because that was pending for his trial. His trial's coming up. I mean, his appeal trial is coming up, and wouldn't I guess be legally fair if he had to sit in jail for the 75 days, because his appeal's not going to be no time soon. I would think he's going to be in there for the appeal's going to be off for a little while, and the sentence was only 150 days at the most, and more than likely less than 75. As we see, it was only 6 days. Now, when he was getting ready to go in there, he threw up a Black Power fist. I'm not suicidal. I guess he was trying to virtue signal Sandra Bland, and how she wound up being dead in the jail cell. I really want to know, because it's still, I guess, there's a speculation of that high-ranking political politicians may have been involved in I guess this caper that he pulled off. Because I keep on saying that during that time period, they were trying to pass an anti-lynching bill, federal anti-lynching bill. And the reason I keep on bringing that up is because, he conveniently had a rope around his neck. And not only did he try to signal out for black folks that he's being attacked by racist MAGA cats, even though it's 2 Africans, he tried to signal out that it was also a homosexual attack. Now, this federal lynching bill wasn't specifically, they presented it like it was specifically for blacks, but it pretty much was a bill that was written for marginalized people. And you already think that since murder is already a crime, and it's more than likely punishable by life. It depends on who commits the murder, because some of the police officers get out in maybe like 6-7 years, stuff like that. But like a murder, a lynching murder, state, that's enough for the state, really. And then if you want to run the hate crime thing on it, because you got to understand, and I remember this back when they first started hollering about a hate crime, I said these hate crimes are going to be passed to be used against black people. They won't be able to be utilized by black people to punish white people so much. But any opportunity they get to punish someone that is black for a hate crime, like say for example, let's say for example, I mean, really it's kind of oxymoronic. That's not even gonna give an example. It's oxymoronic because hell, when you consider the fact that your lineage, that is, if you're an indigenous black American or descendant of African slavery, of foundational black American, or a seed of a nigger slave, because our ancestors were once known as niggers. They They knew no other name other than their name was on their birth certificates because they were chattel property. But I adopt the moniker nigga because I presume myself among the least of these. But these bills are not necessarily passed for people like you, like you and I. I know, not necessarily for I. They're passed. They pass these bills in order to. I mean, I guess it's kind of like a way to patronize us, to condescend to us, but it's also a trick bag because eventually, the same bait they used to bait you in is the same bait they gonna use to trap you up in their docket. But back to Jussie. Now that Jussie is out, one thing I heard, when he was getting sentenced, and this is just off the cuff. When he was getting ready to get walked to the back, you heard it, they say it was his sister Journey Smollett, talking about stop locking our black men up. Ma'am, if I'm now, someone can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but if I'm correct, Miss Smollett, Miss Smollett, I don't know, you're probably missing somebody, but correct me if I'm wrong. But you have a baby by a white man. You're involved with a white man. I've never seen any opportunity of you parading around with black stars or whatever, however you want to call it. Maybe once again, I may be wrong. But now, that judge was in that courtroom when he was reading that sentence, or reading, the deliberations or whatever, the sentence or whatever, to Jussie. He took every little opportunity to throw jabs. Like, they are a lot of these people are already quick to holler that racism doesn't exist. We should get over it. Blah blah blah. Woo, Skippy. There's no more racism. You're being racist for calling me a racist. All they needed, and really that's all what they wanted. They wanted was for opportunity to just kind of put his like when a dog shit in the house. They wanted to rub his nose in the shit, so he can see. So to make an example of him. So when I say Mr. Juicy, Mr. Smollett, Mr. Jussie, now that you bonded out, do not. Oh man, of course I already know. You already know he gonna do it. Do not go out on the media circuit and start hollering that black and proud shit, and talking about how black men are marginalized, this, that, and the third. When really, damn, I should have took the street way. When really all you're doing is, let's see what it's gaslighting. That's what it is. You're gaslighting, and it's not really so much effective for those alabaster people you're performing for those good white folks you're performing for. It's more detrimental to us, actual black men and black folks, who have to actually be out here in the trenches. We don't get to go back to the sunny acres of California, whatever you call California, the neighborhoods, the hills of California, and play person of color, drag. We don't have a Jewish grandmother to drag in and put on a performance for us. And that's no strike against being Jewish, but we don't have that. We can't play these multiple sides of the fist. We can't play person of color. We can't play LGBTQ. We can't play half-ass play black when it's convenient for us. So what I want to, even if Mr. Smollett, Mr. Juicy goes out and does these things, he goes out and goes on his retribution tour. I don't understand why is it that they letting this man, and it's like his family is like placating that shit. This nigga lied. They got the pictures on camera of the true Africans downtown. They know it was one of the coldest nights in recent Chicago history. You down there talking about you want a motherfucking sandwich. These people know that you're lying. Your people got to know that you're lying, but they let you stay on this lie, even to the fact you really shouldn't even be in this position that you're in now. Because if you would have went and paid for the investigation, the Chicago Police Department wanted you to pay the expenses for their investigation because you sent them on a fucking wild goose chase. But you didn't want to do that. You wanted to holler innocent. They gave you 1 day, I think. 1 day of community service, which basically was doing bullshit. So all I say to that, man, Jussie, don't go on, don't pull out that Huey P bullshit that you pulled in the courtroom, man. Don't nobody give a fuck. Niggas don't give a fuck about you and that shit you own, buddy. All you doing is, take that tacky shit off. You embarrassing us, my nigga. Now I ain't gonna call you my nigga. You one of them others. Like I said, you a POC. You a person of color. So you continue to be a person of color and deal with person of color issues and what other identifications you choose to roll out with, fend for those. You're doing us more harm than good at this point, sir. So with that being said, peace to Real. I want to say Real TV, that's Real TV, but I don't know for certain. I got to because it went past me without me seeing it. But I appreciate you. You motivated me this morning, and I thank you for sitting in with me. Peace and love to you all, man. Hey, somebody, if this small YouTube channel message somehow reaches some of Jussie's people, grab that nigga by the coattails. Real Soul Food TV. Is that what? Yeah, what up, player? I don't know if it's, well, I want to say sir, but if it's ma'am, either way it go, I appreciate you being here. But if Jussie yourself, if Mr. Jussie, if you just happen to see this yourself, pipe down, sir. Wait for your appeal. You done all you need to do for the cause. So, with that being said, man, I think I'm almost at my exit. Yeah, I'm almost at my exit. I've got this good Cook County early morning traffic, but it's all to the good. So, yeah, peace and love.